It's kind of cool to look at just like this. There's a lot to unbox with this. So we're gonna start with the board. All right, this is called the Cupid65. So this is the same company who did the Heracles, which I know a lot of you guys liked. Here is the Cupid65. It also has batteries inside of it. And then you got that little, so the Heracles had the same thing. It had that really cool titanium, what's it called, piece on the, was it on the bottom of the Heracles? It was on the bottom, right? Because you couldn't see it. So they ended up saying, okay, we get it. People want to see the cool stuff on the side. So they put it on the side. Color's really cool. This curve on the back is super fucking sick. Excuse my language. I love this. Like, in love with the shape of the back of this keyboard. That sounds kind of sussy, but just trust me, it's not. Just so you guys can see that side view. Yeah, this is nice. I really like this. This is super pretty. So shape of the keyboard, I'd say it's pretty simplistic, you know, in terms of like what to expect with this. Nothing on the bottom. It'll have this, you know, the cool engraving stuff on the titanium on the side. Which is kind of neat too because it has a shape to it, so it's not just flat and boring. Then there's a badge here, which I think the badge looks super nice. Let me see if I can find it. And then underneath this are the batteries, because you can get a wireless mode with this too. We gotta show you guys everything else. How's the anno quality? It looks, I mean, dude, it looks absolutely flawless. Maybe, I don't know if this is just like a little, no, it's just a little dust. This looks flawless to me. There is some fingerprints and smudges on the PVD. I'm gonna see if those can wipe off. So I'm probably going to still build this with the foam, and I'm gonna try from today on, when we get stuff with flex cuts, as much as I'm probably not gonna personally prefer it, and I would love to see more options for this, there's not, so this is what we're gonna be doing, and yeah, let's just take a look. It has flex cuts in it. Let's take a look at the PCB. I'm a little sad there's no options, but it's all preference at the end of the day. I was doing some, I don't know, not research per se, but just digging into like what comes in the box. So it has some flex cuts. All right, now comes, dude, this part here is gonna be a little bit much. So if you guys are paying attention, you might have to help me out too. We have a switch pad. Now I think this is the IPXE or whatever they call it pad. This is supposed to sound different than PE foam. I'm curious to use this one here today. I kind of want to. Then the next thing is case foam. I think there's two of them because there's two different sizes. The next thing is PCB foam. I don't know if we're going to be using this today. I kind of just want to use this IPX pad, but it is hot swap, so if I end up hating this, I'll just rebuild it. Then we got a plate. We have a little PC plate. It also has these like little gasket thingies on the edges, which I'll show you guys afterwards. Then we got screws. I do appreciate their bags though. I don't mind that. I like how they're labeling everything. Then we have daughter board and stabilizer shims. Then we have silicone socks and rubber columns. Cool. And then we have feet and the badge. Now the badge is actually really nice. This is the badge. I think this looks really cool. Like, I don't know why, it gives me a really cool vibe. And the badge, yeah, the board does come in some great colors too. I kind of like it. It's different. I'll say that. Like, it's different. It's not like it's typical, like just put a little engraving there. It's cool. I appreciate it. All right. Again, I'm going to be as open-minded as I can with this, knowing that, like, I'm going into this knowing that this might not be 100% up my alley of preference, okay? So just so we're all aware. Also, they also said this, it's coming with this too, because it's a different layout than normal. Look at that handsome
man doing his thing. We love you and thank you for the fun, chill space to vibe in.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, Snick Wrap. Thank you for the 20 months, man. All right, this is done. Stabs all actuate up and down. I'm not going to use any plate foam. Let's grab the plate. Can I just like start in the middle here? All-time favorite genre of music. What is Linkin Park considered? Is that just considered rock and like just rock or pop punk or something like? So what else we got in this little baggie full of stuff? We got screws, and then we got these. Well, feet I'll do last. So I need to unscrew the board. Interesting. And then we got all these. These I don't know how they work. Frost switch would look nice. Blurple I think would also, dude, I think Blurple would slap on this too. I'm considering using Frost switch. Oh, so you can actually swap out these things, I guess. Because there's like a limited edition version that I saw that has different side panels. And then, where does the daughter board go? Oh, that's weird. So I have to unscrew. The batteries I'm not going to bother touching. You have to unscrew this little piece underneath over here to get to the daughter board. So, oh wait, this is kind of neat. It slides out this way. Oh, that's kind of cool actually. I enjoy that. By the way, if you guys want a sense of like shit that I like, I just like stupid shit like this sometimes. Like I know this seems meaningless to someone, but it's just cool to me. Like this is what I enjoy about building keyboards. I just like the process of things. It's fun. How much is this board? I didn't see a price. I would assume around 300. I didn't catch a price in the IC. I'm not sure if they ended up making a price for it. This is the Cupid with the gnarly side profile, yeah. Very, very cool. Okay, so the next thing though is these. So, silicone socks and rubber columns. I have no idea what the rubber columns are for. Oh, did they actually have it on Keeps for All? I didn't know they had a listing there. Well, no, I think mine switched because mine says for the grapefruit orange. That's a beautiful color. $424.87. I'm guessing I'm on the Canadian pricing. Yeah, I saw there was supposed to be a wrist rest too. I didn't see where you can grab it though. I appreciate they tried. I don't know if this was intentional or not. I still would love to see, like, this can be a bit of a criticism. I still would love to see more companies put a little bit more thoughtful effort into like the gasket placement and the tab placement on the bottom. Because I think we've now seen from enough samples of keyboards that putting any sort of mounting point underneath the spacebar tends to lead to a not, I guess, favorable spacebar feeling and sound. So it would be nice to see more companies pay a little bit more attention to that, or like give us, I mean, you can technically not just put in the thing here, I guess. You know, I'll take the longer cables any day of the week. Can you recommend me some keycap sets that will fit my, oh, for Deep Navy, GMK Pacific might be a really nice choice. I think it's still available. I have no idea. Oh shit. Oh, this is a battery. I was like, what the fuck? That's what I was plugging in. I literally got scared. Whoops. Actually, this is a little awkward. I'm guessing I just have to stuff the cable in the bottom here. A little weird. Holy diffusion? Yeah, dude, those diffusers for the LEDs are pretty insane. Oh, God, I do not. I think they need to also heat shrink this cable as well. That would be really fucking nice if they did that. All right, let's assemble this. I'm not gonna put any bottom case foam yet. If I really hate the way this sounds, we'll do it. Yeah, I don't think the daughter board location is the most intelligent, but I think it needs to be reevaluated there. Ooh, the feet assemble is nice. This was fun to put on. That's satisfying. Tim, I haven't had Oreos in a long time, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm also a little sick of Oreos. I think I had enough when I was younger that I just don't care for them now. Here's the side profile again if you guys wanted to see. That's the side profile of the keyboard. So it has an interesting design on it. It is raised out a little bit, has a bit of a lip there, which is kind of cool. It is very pretty. This is Bluetooth as well. The layout of the hot swap wasn't diverse. Like, there's not a lot you can really do with it, just so everyone's aware. Yeah, I really don't understand what those standoff things were for, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty cool though. If you can get past the lack of options on the hot swap, and maybe this appeals to you, I think the aesthetic's kind of nice. I don't think this is fit. The fit for this could be a little bit better too, but I don't think you're gonna sit here and move this around much. But I do feel like the fit for the badge could be better as well. It's not perfect. Maybe there's some charm in it not being perfect, but it does wiggle around, but it is magnetic. And it is rounded everywhere. The ano is insanely good. I love the color. I love the shape of this. That's really cool. It almost looks fake. I'm not gonna lie. This does not look real right now on the stream. The diffusion on these switches are insane too. Look at that. You know what I think too? It's because it's also passing through that IPX film and getting diffused there. And then also getting diffused with the diffuser. Yeah, the ano's really nice on this. They did a great job on the ano. This guy doesn't seem to put the weird rubber things in the... Yeah, you know, I'm going to reach out to them and ask what it's for. I have no... I didn't think to ask that because I thought maybe there was a function for it. But it does remind me a little bit of the capsule, but I kind of prefer this over the other one, the capsule. It's a little prettier in my opinion. The bezel thickness is quite nice on this too. I do usually like thinner bezels. I'm pointing to my transition right now, but this is actually still pretty nice. I guess let's put some keycaps on it. Although this is kind of pretty to look at, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cool to look at just like this. Let's get some keycaps. I think I'm gonna use Frost Witch for this. I think we kind of have to at this point here. So let me go get Frost Witch. This is how you're supposed to install this apparently. You're supposed to go like this, which I also think is... I don't even know how they expect me to do this. I feel like my way was easier. You're supposed to do it like this and put the cover back on this way. Let me just take it off here. I don't like this way at all. This is actually really weird. The Cupid's still a cool board. I think this is already in group buy. I just don't necessarily agree with the way that they're telling me to install it versus the way that I installed it. I see how this is a little easier for maybe this. You don't have to stuff the wires in, but definitely assembling this case is awkward. I guess you really don't need to put this in until the very end though, huh? Okay, so I guess you could just do it like this to start. Little awkward. I still think the installation of this is still a bit awkward, but I can see how this could be a little bit easier from this direction. Cable should be like, what, 2 centimeters longer in my opinion. They told me that they installed these guys backwards, so we need to flip these around too. What the? So interesting. It's like 2 pieces. There's like a plastic piece. I don't know if this is plastic or metal. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Phillips screws. Yeah, I don't like the Phillips screws in the Cupid. But, I mean, I don't think you're really supposed to ever swap these out, so I don't hate it being there. But, I mean, how much does it really cost to put in a better screw just in case you did need to take this out for some reason? How much would that realistically cost? Why is it when Tim shows his face, we all get weird, dude? Well, it's pretty. Give me 1 sec, though. I'm going to open this up one more time, guys. I know we just closed it, but I'm opening it up. HJ test? I will in a second. Oh no, it is the stab that's weird. Oh, I see what happened to the stab here. This is my own doing. I didn't put the stab clip in, like the little hook that sits into the PCB, in enough, so it was sitting on a weird angle. Which, by the way, is a really important note to make with all this stuff, because I know a lot of people they sometimes wonder why their stabs don't sound 100%. Little things like that can affect your stabs greatly. Shall we see how it sounds? All right. So this is with the IPXE foam, or whatever it's called, the white film. One bottom layer of foam, and we're using GMK keycaps with the Cupid switches. It's not super foamy. Oh shit, did I like do anything to my stream? I opened up the stream by accident. I wouldn't say this is extremely foamy. However, it does definitely have the traits of a more foamy keyboard. It definitely does. So if we were to use nothing for this, I'm almost certain this would probably sound a bit more thin and hollow, which maybe is your thing too. I do think the board overall looks good. My concerns with the board, and maybe things that me personally, so I'm gonna divide this into two things. All right, actually three things. It looks good. I think that if you're into the sound, obviously that matters, like for you too. You have to be into the sound in its current state. Visually gorgeous looking board. I really like it. I think this looks absolutely stunning. Great, nice curve. Like it has beautiful curves. Like it has that really, really pretty, like rounded back to it. Beautiful side profile with some interesting design there. Now I'm going to break it down to, again, two other things being my biases. So what I prefer and what I'd like to see out of the board that I feel like could help improve it in its marketing and perception on the market as well. And things that I feel like are objectively bad things. I'm going to start doing this, by the way, guys, for every prototype board that we do. This is just something new I was thinking up that maybe it gets lost in our streams, but I really want to point it out. Some changes I'd like to see. My biases. And my preferences. I would like to see a 1.6 millimeter PCB. Just a standard PCB I think would be completely fine with this. If you're gonna, like my thing is, if you're gonna stuff it with foam anyways, the intention is, like if the designer wants to stuff it with foam, having it be a 1.2 millimeter PCB doesn't really make sense. Because there is no extra bounciness that I'm getting from having a 1.2 millimeter PCB here. This eliminates the need for any sort of special stabs. It eliminates the need for any sort of shims. And you can still achieve your foamy sound profile. I personally just think it's the smarter way to go. Flex cuts, not really my thing, but maybe offering something different for a different audience would be a smart idea too. Again, preference there. Not the end of the world for, I think, a lot of people. Maybe it ends up being a pass for other people. So that's just one of my things. Now, objectively bad things on this that I think really need to take a look at. The bad shifts all over the place. I do think this is going to be annoying for some people. And you know what? Maybe if the magnet starts to get loose over time, you're going to hear that. Probably an easy fix. The next thing that I would say is objectively bad I really do not like the way that the USB daughter board, it sits fun, like it sits fine in this little compartment. I think it's cool there. The cable either needs to be shrink wrapped or it really needs to figure out a better way to mount that all together. So that I think is objectively not a great thing. Frostbite shuts go to set. I agree, it's nice. But those are primarily my concerns. Other than that, it's a very cool looking project. Like, that is very, very pretty. Very pretty project, right? And at the end of the day, it is preference. I do think it is preference for sure too. But what I really don't like is that daughter board USB, like the JST for that. Oh my God, no. That needs to definitely change. Really appreciate you guys. Good night, everyone. Have a good one and take care.